The rooftop venue glimmers with golden lights, laughter, and champagne, a scene straight from a dream. Emma, radiant in her gown, moves gracefully among the guests, her heart full and unguarded. She believes in the love story she's built with Nathan, the man who once looked at her like she was his world. But as she pauses near the balcony, a careless whisper slices through the music. Nathan's mother's voice, calm yet sharp, praises her son for finally marrying the perfect image. The words hang in the air, heavy, cruel, and real. Emma's heartbeat falters. In that moment, the glittering city below feels distant, cold. Emma's chest tightens, her throat dry, but she forces herself to breathe. Her fingers clutch the hem of her dress, steadying the tremor. The illusion of love, of being chosen, begins to crack silently within her. She turns toward the stage, face flawless under the chandeliers, a smile painted to perfection. When Nathan raises his glass, his voice smooth and practiced, calling her his best friend, Emma mirrors his smile. But her eyes, they flicker with pain, glistening under the golden light that no longer feels warm. Hours later, in the quiet of their penthouse suite, the mask finally slips. The laughter from the reception is now a faint echo below. Emma stands before the mirror, the veil removed, her reflection hauntingly still. The woman staring back wears the same diamond ring, the same gown, yet something vital has vanished. Her lips curve into a practiced smile, but her eyes, tired and hollow, tell a different truth. She touches her reflection, searching for the girl who believed this was forever. The silence feels heavier than the vows she spoke, and for the first time, she doubts everything. Emma's childhood was stitched together by struggle and quiet strength. Growing up in a small Oregon town, she watched her mother sacrifice sleep, comfort, and dreams just to keep food on the table. From her, Emma learned that love wasn't about luxury. It was about loyalty, effort, and truth. So when Nathan entered her life, polished yet tender, he felt like a miracle. He listened when she spoke about art and ambition, encouraged her to dream bigger, and made her believe she was more than her past. In him, she saw stability wrapped in affection, a fairy tale she thought she'd earned. Nathan seemed to celebrate her creativity, even funding her small art gallery in the city. For a while, it felt like partnership until subtle shifts began. At dinners, he called her my beautiful wife, not Emma, as though beauty had become her identity. Before every corporate event, he laid out her clothes, gentle at first, then expectant. "You'll look more polished in this," he'd say, turning love into performance. His praise carried possession. "You're my lucky charm," he'd whisper, smiling. But beneath that smile, Emma began to sense a quiet truth. She was becoming an accessory in her own life. Her paintings reflected it first. The once bold strokes and vivid colors dulled into muted shades, her canvases mirroring her fading voice. Mia, her lifelong friend, noticed. "You love him," she said gently, "but does he love you, or the way you make him look?" Emma laughed it off, brushing away the sting of honesty. "He just wants me to fit in his world," she reasoned, convincing herself it was love, not control. Yet, when she returned to her studio, standing before a half-finished canvas, she saw it, the emptiness behind the colors. The quiet grief of a woman slowly disappearing. The charity gala sparkles with wealth and prestige. Chandeliers glinting, cameras flashing, and designer gowns flowing like silk rivers. Emma stands beside Nathan, every inch the perfect wife he shaped her to be. The dress he chose hugs her figure flawlessly, but the smile she wears feels heavy, rehearsed. As Nathan introduces her to his investors, one of them, glass of champagne in hand, smirks and says, "You did well, Nathan. Every CEO needs a good-looking wife, brand image, right?" Laughter ripples through the group. Nathan doesn't flinch. Instead, he smiles proudly and replies, "Well, I always aim for excellence." The laughter fades, but the words echo inside her chest. Brand image, they strip her of humanity, reducing her to decoration. When the evening ends, Emma's hands tremble as she removes her jewelry in silence. Nathan scrolls through his phone, unbothered. Finally, she asks, her voice breaking, "Is that what I am to you?" A brand? Without looking up, he sighs. "Emma, this is business. You're overreacting. You make me look good." That's how the world works. In that moment, something inside her fractures. The love she once cherished twists into realization he didn't love her soul, only her reflection. That night, sleep evades her. The next morning, as sunlight filters through their penthouse, Emma wanders into Nathan's study, seeking answers, maybe even reassurance. But what she finds instead chills her blood. On his desk lies a thick envelope labeled marital agreement. She unfolds the pages, her heart pounding faster with every line. Public conduct expectations, appearance standards, media discretion, all neatly itemized. Her name isn't there, only Nathan's signature and his lawyer's. The room spins. Her entire marriage, the vows, the promises, the gallery he funded, wasn't built on love. It was built on image, and she was the product. Life with Nathan turns into a polished prison, one with golden walls and invisible locks. Every day feels rehearsed. He dictates her schedule, forbidding her from painting during business hours. His mother's voice echoes through every conversation, correcting her smile, her tone, her posture. "You should smile more for the photographers," she insists, as if Emma's purpose were to decorate Nathan's image. At galas, she stands beside him, nodding at conversations she doesn't believe in. Inside, her soul strains against the mask. She still loves the man she thought he was, the one who once saw her, not managed her. Late at night, when the city sleeps, Emma returns to her sanctuary, her art. The canvases that once bloomed with color now pulse with shadow and grief. Her brush becomes her voice, trembling but defiant. When Mia visits and sees the new paintings, dark, raw, unflinching, she's speechless. "These aren't paintings, Emma," she whispers. "These are screams." Emma lowers her gaze, ashamed and liberated all at once. That night, she creates a pseudonym and uploads her work online. The response is quiet but genuine. Strangers see her truth. For the first time in months, she feels alive again. But freedom comes at a cost. One evening, Nathan stumbles upon her secret art profile. The moment he realizes the truth, the mask shatters. "Do you know how this makes me look?" he roars. "My wife sneaking around with amateur art blogs." His anger fills the room, thick and venomous. Before she can speak, he grabs one of her canvases, her favorite, and smashes it against the wall. Paint and silence spill together, the sound sharp and final. Emma stands frozen, her heart pounding. But this time, no tears fall. The woman who once trembled is gone. Only resolve remains. Emma's secret identity, Eve Hart, catches the attention of a major San Francisco gallery. The theme, the cost of beauty, feels like fate calling her to step into her truth. She accepts, trembling but resolute. On the night of the showcase, the gallery glows with anticipation. Critics and influencers buzz about the mysterious artist who paints the ache beneath perfection. Her canvases, haunting, raw, depict a woman smiling through captivity, her diamond ring glinting like a shackle. The audience is mesmerized. Among them stands Nathan, unaware he's about to face the mirror Emma has painted for the world. When Nathan's eyes land on the portraits, his expression stiffens. The crowd whispers, piecing together the symbolism, the cold smile, the elegant prison, the glass reflections of luxury and loneliness. Recognition hits him like a blade. It's their life. He storms toward her after the presentation, rage burning through his polished calm. "You humiliated me," he spits. The room falls silent. Cameras flash. Emma meets his fury with stillness, voice soft but unwavering. "No, Nathan. I painted what you built." The gallery watches, not a wife and husband, but a creator and her subject. And this time, she owns the narrative. Nathan threatens her. Whispers of divorce, ruined reputation, lawsuits. But Emma doesn't flinch. The woman who once lived in his shadow now stands bathed in light. "Destroy my name if you must," she says calmly. But the world already saw my truth. A hush falls over the room, then applause. Slow at first, then swelling into thunder. Reporters rush forward as the curator announces her real name, Emma Hart. The story spreads instantly, not as scandal, but as power. Her art becomes a symbol of liberation, her courage a spark. For the first time, Emma is truly seen. The aftermath is ruthless. Headlines explode across every platform. The trophy wife who painted her freedom. Talk shows dissect her every word. Tabloids twist her past. And Nathan's PR team scrambles to control the damage. Yet, through the chaos, Emma feels strangely calm. For the first time, she isn't hiding. She moves back into her small studio, the one she left behind for a penthouse life, and begins again. Paint-stained hands replace diamond rings. She signs each new canvas Emma Hart, not Eve. Every stroke is a reclamation of self. Every color a heartbeat of freedom she once silenced. Her art no longer seeks approval. It tells the truth. The world listens. Galleries across continents request her work. But Emma chooses carefully, ensuring her message stays pure. People see themselves in her pain, her courage. Her story becomes a symbol, not a scandal, but of self-worth. Meanwhile, Nathan's empire crumbles under scrutiny. Investors withdraw, uneasy about the man behind the brand. His charm fades under the weight of exposure. When he finally stands before her, eyes tired and bitter, he says, "You could have hit everything." She looks at him, peaceful now, and replies, "I did. And then I gave it back." As Nathan walks away, his reflection disappears in the studio's glass door, a fitting end to the illusion he once built. Emma turns back to her canvas, sunlight spilling across unfinished paint. Outside, the world buzzes with her story, but inside, she breathes in silence, steady and sure. She no longer paints to escape. She paints to live. The woman who once existed for someone else now exists fully for herself. The final brushstroke is soft yet certain, a mark of rebirth. She steps back, gazes at her work, and smiles. For the first time, the woman in the painting smiles back. Months have passed, and the chaos has softened into peace. The headlines have faded, replaced by quiet purpose. In a sunlit studio overlooking the city, Emma now teaches a small group of young women, each carrying their own story of heartbreak, control, and rediscovery. The air smells faintly of paint and lavender, filled with gentle laughter and the soft scratch of brushes. On the wall behind her hangs her most personal creation, a painting of a woman stepping out of a glass frame, barefoot, heart in hand. It's not perfect. It's honest. The image radiates freedom more than beauty. As the class ends, Mia lingers by the painting, her eyes glistening with quiet pride. "What will you call this one?" she asks softly. Emma looks at it for a long moment, at the bare feet, the open sky, the heart unguarded but whole. Then she smiles, that same soft smile she once only pretended to wear. "Real," she answers simply. The word hangs in the air like sunlight through glass, fragile yet unbreakable. Around them, the city hums, unaware that in this small studio, A woman once silenced has become a voice for others still learning to breathe. The camera pans back slowly, soft piano music swelling beneath the rhythm of morning light. Outside, the city glows, alive and endless. Inside, Emma guides another brushstroke, her voice gentle, her presence steady. The frame widens, her reflection faintly visible against the window, no longer trapped, but free. Her eyes hold peace, not pain. Over the final image, her voice echoes, calm, resolute, and full of truth. I once thought love meant being chosen. Now I know it means choosing myself. The screen fades to white, her laughter lingering like sunlight, tender, strong, and utterly real.